Saints running back Alvin Kamara is one of the best running backs and one of the best players in football right now. Against the formidable Dallas Cowboys defense, he had 20 carries for 115 yards and caught 2 passes for 65 yards and had 4 total touchdowns, scoring 44 fantasy points in PPR leagues. In fantasy football, he is the undisputed RB1 through 2 weeks. And it's not just Kamara. The Saints offense as a whole, under offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak, has looked elite, posting 40-plus points in both matchups during the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. No one expected it, but the Saints looked like fully fledged Super Bowl contenders through week 2. It may not have been the best decision to let Alvin Kamara fall to the 4th or 5th round in fantasy drafts. He's the centerpiece of this new and improved offense under Clint Kubiak and is receiving a ridiculous amount of touches and volume. This looks like the vintage Alvin Kamara we're used to. So how did Alvin Kamara and this new Saints offense dominate the Dallas Cowboys in week 2? Let's take a look at some of the film to find out. So on this first clip here, we're going to see every single Saints blocker, meaning the offensive line and the fullback, do a phenomenal job of both holding their blocks and pushing the defender backwards. Almost every Cowboys defender in the box is pushed backwards almost into the end zone, and Kamara is able to take advantage of this en route to a phenomenal fantasy performance. And the best offensive plays come when every person on the field is laying a phenomenal block, and that's exactly what happens here for the Saints. Led to an absolutely historic offensive day and a really impressive win over the Cowboys. So let's get this play started. So right here, Derek Carr snaps the ball now. And right here, I mean, we already see good block here. Job's being done here. The fullback has made a phenomenal block here. And Alvin Kamara has an easy lane right into the end zone. Again, a phenomenal block here. And just a really well-executed run and run blocking scheme. So Alvin Kamara can easily scamper into the end zone for 6, as he does right here. Pushes through easily. And just a phenomenal job by the Saints offensive line and by Kamara. We'll see the replay here. I mean, just especially right here, these two guys, the fullback with a great block. Right here, I mean, just some insane blocks for Kamara to get right into the end zone. This Cowboys front 7 was really manhandled by the Saints offensive line on Sunday, and it showed in the box score. So, Kamara, easy touchdown. So again here, great job by the Saints O-line. Some guys being able to get to the second level. We see Taysom Hill here playing kind of a fullback role as well. He lays a nice block on the other side. And this left side of the offensive line does a great job of getting a lot of push on this side of the defensive line and being able to reach the second level after Kamara does the same. And we're going to see Alvin Kamara do a great job of also avoiding contact in the process. So we'll go ahead and start the play. We're going to see Rashid Shaheed coming across in motion. Ball snapped. And right here, this is really what makes the play, this block here from this lineman. Kamara's hitting this hole, and he just has a clear lane to go wherever he wants. He can either cut up this way or cut up outside. Also, great block here, and just a phenomenal job on the inside. Like I said, the left side of the offensive line just working miracles for Alvin Kamara in this game. Really just going untouched for the first part of this play, and couldn't have asked for a better setup. And again, absolutely manhandles the Dallas Cowboys. So, continuing the run, Alvin Kamara spins off of contact, gets a couple extra yards, which I really liked, and just on his way to a really fantastic fantasy performance. So again, it starts up front for the running backs. Massive holes created. This Saints offense is working to perfection. Taysom Hill on the offensive line playing the role really, really well. We'll watch it again, and you're going to see that massive hole open up, and Kamara's going to run straight through it. Here it is right here. Three phenomenal blocks, Just 3 phenomenal blocks here, all on the right side of your screen. Kamara just runs through, spins off a contact, makes a guy miss, gets some extra yards, good stuff. So on the next play, Alvin Kamara does a really nice job creating. When the play somewhat breaks down, we're going to see the left tackle here kind of whiff on the block against DeMarcus Lawrence, but luckily the fullback here makes a really nice block on the edge after the left tackle misses. Kamara, what could have been a huge loss, he's able to jump cut a couple times and find a crease through the middle of the defense, leading to a really nice gain. And again, just being quick on his feet, having really quick reaction time, and this easily could have been a loss, but again, the rest of the blocking was really good, and Kamara did a great job in the open space, making some guys miss, and leading to the big play. So we'll see it here. There's the miss from the tackle. Just a swipe at the hands of DeMarcus Lawrence, and he is past him already. So the fullback does a great job blocking, and we'll see how Kamara deals with that. Good block. Kamara cuts and finds the crease up there. Gets about 5 or 6 extra yards where he would have been tackled. Again, there's the miss. Great block by the fullback. Kamara able to redirect quickly, which is really important for running backs. When the play breaks down, they're able to redirect quickly, and they're able to pick up the pieces of a play that maybe didn't work to perfection. A veteran running back like Alvin Kamara, who's still so good like he showed today, is able to make a play out of something like that. So for this play, we're going to see this part of the offensive line block this way and move the entire defensive line upfield and to their right. We're going to see this lineman here and then Foster Moreau. And they're both going to come across to block Micah Parsons on the inside. They're going to press him in towards the rest of the defensive linemen, and Alvin Kamara makes a really nice jump cut on one of the linebackers, gets outside really nice, finds the edge, and has the speed to continue past. So good play design, singling out Micah Parsons in that way, and being able to put a double team on him so Alvin Kamara is able to get to the edge. Really good job by the Saints offense. Both isolating and removing one of the biggest threats on the Dallas Cowboys defense. So Alvin Kamara is given the chance to create after the handoff is completed. So we'll see it here. Taysom Hill in motion. And there it is. The offensive lineman here and Moreau pretty much eliminate Micah Parsons from the play. And here is Kamara. He is trying to go on the outside here. Good blocking from the rest of the line too. Just really good push on the Cowboys defensive line. Kamara jump cuts to the outside, beats that linebacker, and really pushes through the chest of Trevon Diggs to get some extra yards there. So really good stuff after the blocks as well. Here's the replay. Offensive lineman and Moreau, the tight end, coming in motion. Micah Parsons is buried. Nice move on the linebacker, drives into the chest of Trevon Diggs, gets a lot of extra yards there. Really good play design from the Saints and offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. Obviously, this was a huge week for New Orleans. Many didn't know if it was a fluke after they put so many points on the Carolina Panthers, or if it was just the fact that the Panthers are really pretty bad right now. But marching into Dallas and putting on an offensive clinic like they did, especially the way they did it, with some powerful offensive linemen up front, letting Alvin Kamara go to work on the defense, and of course Derek Carr making some really nice passes as well. The offense just dominated the Cowboys' defense, and they really had no answer for it. So plays like that, where they eliminate Micah Parsons from the play with a double team that the defense probably wasn't expecting at all from the formation that came out immediately, just gives Kamara a way better chance of turning that into a positive play. So here's the next play. It's a pitch to Alvin Kamara on the left side, and I really, really love this play design. They're going to bring the tight end Juwan Johnson in motion. He's going to settle in right here, and as soon as he settles in by DeMarcus Lawrence, when DeMarcus Lawrence tries to rush, he immediately blocks him in the side and buries him, eliminating, again, one of Dallas' star pass rushers from the play. Then they're going to swing the left tackle out, and he's going to be out in space, using his speed to get downfield and make some blocks while Kamara runs behind him. But again, good play design, getting Juwan Johnson on more of the outside of the formation, so he's given a better angle to make a block that I don't think DeMarcus Lawrence really saw coming. And then, of course, the left tackle being swung out, and Alvin Kamara already, when he gets the ball, has a bunch of blockers in front of him when he gets to the outside, and he's able to take this for a big play. But again, great play design, and we'll see it. Juwan Johnson being brought across, and ball snapped. Here's the block right here. Juwan Johnson absolutely sealing off the edge, not letting anything get past him. So a great job on the edge from Juwan Johnson. I believe this is Fuaga, the left tackle. The rookie swings out, and we already have a lot of blockers here. Olave, we have this receiver over here. So Kamara has the numbers, and we'll see exactly what he does with them. Continues. Good blocking on the outside, and just a clear lane for Kamara to get a bunch of yards right there on the pitch. Just great play design, and loved everything I saw there. So we'll watch it again. Juwan Johnson in motion, and there's the great block on number 90, DeMarcus Lawrence, and left tackle, good block, everybody good block, and just a lot of space for Kamara to work, and led to a really great fantasy day for him. So again, we're going to see the use of motion in the run game. They're going to bring Rashid Shaheed to the other side of the formation, giving another body for Alvin Kamara on this left side run. We're going to see a really phenomenal job by the left tackle on Micah Parsons, making a really crucial block, pushing him to the outside, giving Alvin Kamara a clear lane, and Kamara just does the rest, gets to the outside, breaks a tackle, and rushes into the end zone. Also great block from 62, I believe it's Lucas Patrick, the left guard, makes a phenomenal block upfield, and he and I believe Fuaga just create an easy lane for Kamara to cruise through, and the downfield blocking from Chris Olave is great. He's easily able to get to the edge, dive in for the touchdown, so we'll see it. Rashid Shaheed going to be brought in motion here, and the ball's just snapped. And right here, Alvin Kamara, just first of all, great block here, and then phenomenal block from Lucas Patrick. We're going to see Chris Olave make great block, and then this side of the offensive line just stonewalling the defensive line, and really they just had their way with the Cowboys offensively all day. Kamara takes the easy lane, Chris Olave, good block, gets around the edge, touchdown. Phenomenal blocking from the Saints, good running from Alvin Kamara as well. We'll see it again. Rashid in motion. Good block on Parsons, good block on Overshown. Kalen Carson can't make the tackle. Kamara, touchdown. This next play is eerily similar to the last. Around the same field position, ends up in a touchdown for Kamara, and we have a couple similar matchups here. We're going to see Fuaga again do a really nice job blocking Micah Parsons for another play here, and then Lucas Patrick again getting upfield, doing a nice job blocking up there. The difference is the hole created by the offensive line, not quite as big. He is barely able to squeeze through. We've talked a lot about Kamara's blockers. Let's talk about Kamara a little bit. The contact balance here shown is insane. He is barely able to squeeze through the hole and almost falls coming out because of the tangle up of bodies in the middle of the offensive line, but is somehow able to keep his balance and break a tackle at the exact same time, run into the end zone. So really no crazy offensive design here. Just some solid blocking and a great job by the running back Kamara, just able to get out of trouble with the contact balance and with the break tackle ability and run into the end zone on what was probably one of his most impressive plays in the entire day, showing what a lot of the superstar running backs are the best at, and that is elite playmaking when the blocking doesn't show up as well as you thought it would. Fullback in there as well, a lot of fullback snaps today. And here's the hole, but the blocking here not quite executed as well as the last play. Kamara's going to have to barrel through here, and we'll continue the play. Almost slips and falls and just gets around the edge for the touchdown, continuing his fantastic day. We'll watch that again. Kamara is going to take the handoff, squeeze through right there, almost fall down, and still outrun the defender, the linebacker, for the touchdown. Just a phenomenal play. Not much else you can say. The contact balance was there, and just that is a absolute playmaker the Saints have and have had for years in Alvin Kamara. Next play is going to be a run to the right side of the offensive line. And again, I love the use of the fullback a lot. Just having an extra blocker in there, and he did a great job today. Just cleaning up the defensive line, giving Kamara phenomenal lanes. Not to take anything away from the offensive line, but I just love the use of the fullback. They're also going to bring Juwan Johnson in motion here at the last second, and then Kamara's going to have an extra blocker on the right side as well. So they really just win the numbers game here, and we're going to see the blocks develop in real time. So Juwan Johnson's going to come across, and the ball is snapped, and here are the most important blocks. I mean, we see Johnson, great job on number 91. This offensive lineman here does a great job, and really one of the most important blocks of the entire play. The fullback's going to come in here and jam anything left over in this side of the running lane. This basically ensures that Alvin Kamara is absolutely isolated. There's no more defenders that could possibly take him down through this lane because everything is stonewalled off here and here. Unfortunately, he does get caught down at the last second, but this had the makings of an absolutely huge chunk play for the Saints offense. And they were really close to pulling it off. But again, solid run still, and we'll see. Great block, good running lane. Just at the last second, Juwan Johnson, his blocker, gets a hand on Kamara, slowing him down. And he isn't able to hit that running lane as fast as he would have liked. But again, still great play from the Saints offense, so exactly what you want to see. We'll see it again. Juwan Johnson brought in motion. Yeah, the numbers on that side. To the right, Kamara, easy lane, but just gets wrapped up there at the last second. They are almost able to hold those blocks as long as they want to, but really great play regardless. Another positive play. Today's sponsor is Smashup Fantasy Sports. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically a new way to play fantasy football. It's a DFS style league, which basically means you have a budget to use on players to assemble basically a weekly fantasy team. But the cool thing about Smashup Fantasy is that there's also power-ups called cards that you're able to put on certain players that can dramatically increase your score. I've been playing this for a few weeks now. It's been a lot of fun. It was easy to learn, and most importantly, it's free to play. We're hosting a fantasy trading room league, and the link to that should be in the description. Go ahead and join up before all the slots are filled. It's a whole lot of fun. And again, it's free, and it's a weekly tournament. So just to show you guys how it works, I'm going to build my team for this week. So right off the bat, my quarterback, I started with Kyler Murray. If the Cardinals offensive line can hold off Aiden Hutchinson, who's been on a tear for Detroit, I think Kyler Murray could have a really good day, and he's been absolutely electric inside and outside of the pocket. And I think at $6,900, that's a steal for Kyler Murray right there, so he'll be my quarterback this week. For running backs, Alvin Kamara is a no-brainer. $7,500 is a lot, but I'm paying a premium for a premium player. Reminder, Stevenson's been getting a lot of carries, and I don't mind the matchup against the Jets. I think it's solid, but I'm mostly going for the volume here. He gets a ton of carries every week. Next, I'm going with Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going with the stack. He had an absolute breakout week last week, and I think that could continue against Detroit. I got him at a solid price at $7,400. And my wide receiver 2, I went with Chris Godwin. He's operating from the slot now. And I'm hoping Broncos corner Pat Surtain will be matched up with Mike Evans. But getting him at $6,500 is great for my budget, and I think he's going to have a monster week against Denver. For my tight end, I got Bengals tight end Mike Gesicki. He looked really good the first couple weeks. He's the top tight end option for Joe Burrow. And really, I was surprised with how involved he was. Then for my flex, I went with Jameson Williams. I like the big play threat. He's had 200 yards through 2 weeks, and I'm hoping that can continue with his chemistry with Jared Goff as it progresses. As far as the power-ups go, Bruising Bell Cow is one of my favorite cards. Each rushing attempt by a running back is worth 1 point. I'm going to put that on Ramondre Stevenson. I'm going for another high-value card. I'm going to put all-pro running back in Alvin Kamara. This will basically just double his score. Pretty simple card. The link is in the description for the Fantasy Trading Room Smashup Fantasy Sports League. Go join, claim your spot, and set a lineup. Let's get back to the video. So this play, Rashid Shaheed is going to be brought in motion. And we're going to see Alvin Kamara tries to break this run to the outside to his right. But we're going to see Micah Parsons still has the game-wrecking ability, gets around the tight end Foster Moreau, and kind of pops up out of nowhere for Kamara, so he has to redirect. And thanks to a good block from Juwan Johnson, the other tight end, he's able to find a crease right in the middle of the defense and turn upfield for an extra gain. That could have been a loss from Micah Parsons after he beats this block. As we've seen all day, good redirecting ability from Alvin Kamara, and we're going to see it once again here. So we're going to start the play. Shaheed brought in motion. Ball is snapped. There is Micah Parsons using a really good pass rushing move to get past Foster Moreau there. So Alvin Kamara is going to immediately jump cut and redirect, and we'll see exactly where he goes. Upfield, and there's the block from Juwan Johnson. An absolute collision against this defender, absolutely sealing the right side of the play, so Kamara is able to scamper through and get some extra yards. But what a block from Juwan Johnson, just sealing off the edge of the play, and just really good stuff offensively there. He's going to scamper through, break a tackle, get some extra yards. So good stuff from everybody there, Kamara and Juwan Johnson in the offensive line. So we'll see it again here. Foster Moreau and Micah Parsons gets beat, and there's the block from 83 Juwan Johnson. That turns us into a really positive play for Alvin Kamara. First off, we're going to see the motion over here, doing a bit of misdirection before the play from Clint Kubiak, the offensive coordinator. We're going to see two really phenomenal jobs on both sides of the ball here. We're going to see the fullback lay a really nice block on the edge rusher here, or excuse me, rather up here on this edge rusher. And then Micah Parsons is going to actually throw this right tackle, I think it's Trevor Penning, literally throw him down the field to try to make a diving attempt at Alvin Kamara. I actually can't believe he was able to do that. He is such a game wrecker. And even though they put some double teams on him today, he was still able to get some pressure. Doesn't end up making the tackle though, and Alvin Kamara breaks 2 tackles on his way to about a 10-yard run. So really good stuff from Kamara and Parsons and the fullback on this play. And the rest of the offensive line did a really nice job blocking as well. But ends up as a win for the Saints and Kamara here. So we'll highlight that. We're going to see the fullback come across the field after the wide receiver. Ball is snapped, and there it is. I mean, this is not a position you want to be in as an offensive lineman right here. I mean, just thrown by Micah Parsons. We'll continue the play, though. Good block from the fullback. Breaks some tackles on the inside. He is really slippery when he wants to be. Not able to be taken down easily. But again, yeah. So, good block by number 46, the fullback. Micah Parsons tries to make a play. Kamara still sheds about 3 tackles on the inside of that defense. Not much this Cowboys defense could do today. Just got outclassed by the Saints. First off, this is going to be a slip screen to Alvin Kamara. Really nice work on the delayed screen from him. This is going to be taken for a 57-yard touchdown. Obviously one of the biggest plays of the game. I love right off the bat this use of misdirection from Clint Kubiak, the offensive coordinator. Brings this wide receiver all the way to the other side of the formation, bringing this defender with him, effectively kind of taking him out of the play. And we're going to see a lot of the routes run on this screen take all the defenders either way upfield or way to the left. And after a nice block from Lucas Patrick, number 62 here, there is no one in Kamara's way stopping him from a 57-yard touchdown off the screen pass. So really good scheming off the screen right off the bat, and then a really good block from the guard as well as the rest of the offensive line getting out on this screen, and a screen that I don't think the Cowboys defense expected at all. So we'll see as the play starts. The wide receiver brought in motion. Trevon Diggs brought all the way on the other side of the formation. They're going to fake the handoff, and right here you can already see the matchups. He's downfield. He's not even looking at the play right now. Lucas Patrick left one-on-one with his defender here. Great block here. Good blocks on this side. And it's already too late because Kamara's going to cut upfield and take this up a lane, and he's gone. Screen to Kamara. Good blocks. Nobody's in a position to do anything about it. Kamara's too fast, and the blocking just shapes up way too well. Easy touchdown for the Saints and Alvin Kamara. Not much you can do. Just really good play design from the offense, and really just executed to perfection. This Saints offense came out this season ready to fire on all cylinders, and that they did. Screen pass. Good block by Patrick on number 50, and just puts angles on the rest of the defenders, and they are not in a position to do absolutely anything about this screen. All the way to the house. Touchdown, Saints. So what can we gather from this film against the Dallas Cowboys? Well, first of all, not only is Alvin Kamara elite, but the blocking talent around him is as well. The offense is designed to give him a lot of touches and a lot of space to operate. And we saw that with a lot of key blocks from the offensive line, the fullback, and the tight ends. They want to get everybody involved blocking and they're not afraid to use the motion to do so. We saw tight ends and wide receivers coming across the formation constantly, giving the Saints numbers on the side in which Alvin Kamara was running, and this new and improved offense looks modern and effective. And it's hard to question new offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak when the offense has put up 40-plus points in both games so far this season. Just to bring up some statistics, through week 2, Alvin Kamara is averaging 5.7 yards per carry, which is 5th in the NFL. He's also gained 116 yards after contact, which is 9th in the entire league. And his rush EPA, which is his expected points added to the offense from all of his carries, is a plus 14.6, which is 2nd in the entire NFL. You can also throw in a rush success rate of 60%, which is 3rd in the league, and that stat is exactly what it sounds like. But again, the Saints have come up with ways to get every single player involved creatively in the blocking game, and Alvin Kamara was given huge holes to work with against a formidable Dallas defense. I mean, you saw players like Micah Parsons being both double-teamed, and not even that, being handled by just one player. And admittedly, yes, at times he had his game-wrecking moments. We saw him throw an offensive lineman. He's an elite defensive player and one of the best in the league, but the Saints offense did a great job managing him and the rest of the Cowboys defense the rest of the day on the way to a historic fantasy performance from Alvin Kamara. The path to the overall running back 1 season in fantasy football for Alvin Kamara is clear. The offensive scheme so far has been elite, and the offense isn't just one-dimensional. They're not just giving the ball to Alvin Kamara every single play. Defenses have to respect the deep pass, because so far in 2024, quarterback Derek Carr has been on fire. If you have Alvin Kamara on your fantasy roster, this is not the time to sell high. Ride the wave and trust that he will continue to be the RB1 for the rest of the fantasy season. Unless you get an absolutely ridiculous offer, it's not time to sell yet. I know it can be tempting to trade him for a lot of assets right now, but if it's not broken, don't fix it. Alvin Kamara is winning you fantasy matchups right now, and trading him is pretty much pointless unless you get an insane offer. I wouldn't be surprised if his volume even increases after this week. I think he could even do more work in the passing game. He only had 3 targets there. And really, as a whole, the Saints offense is doing whatever they want right now. And looking ahead towards the fantasy playoffs, the Saints will have a particularly difficult schedule as far as defenses go. Don't get me wrong, there's a couple tough games. Kansas City, Denver, and Tampa Bay will present some challenges defensively, but there should be a decent amount of weeks where the Saints will have no problem moving the ball down the field just like this week. Again, through 2 weeks, Alvin Kamara is averaging around 18 carries and 4 receptions a week. There's reason to believe it may even increase. I mean, with weeks like these, how could the offense not want to get the ball in his hands even more? Looking ahead to week 3, the Saints match up with the Philadelphia Eagles, which is an elite matchup for Alvin Kamara. The Eagles are allowing the 8th most rushing yards in the league per game, and they're also allowing the most rushing yards per play in the NFL. Also, just to throw it out there, their pass defense isn't good right now either, so Alvin Kamara will benefit from that as well. So it doesn't look like this RB1 season will stop anytime soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you like this kind of content, and go join our Smashup Fantasy Sports League and our Discord server in the description. We give out free fantasy football team advice, and it's a lot of fun. I'm Joe, and this is Fantasy Trading Room.